check it out, guys. We have... Oh, we're still in the kids. We never finished the kids. We still have the barbecue. Who wants a barbecue? Who's ready to go for a barbecue? This is gonna make us hungry, isn't it? I believe one of the ones we did was just food. They kept talking about food and everyone got hungry. So, let's go get hungry again. How about it? More food. We've been brought along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its title. The park near your house, with its lonely playground equipment, wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expanse of grass and trees that lay before you now. Pretzels? Pretzels? Pretzels at the barbecue, yay! It was in the next town over, and too far for you to walk by yourself. You didn't get to visit it much, so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that this one had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today, it was the busiest you'd ever seen it. Thanks to a community get-together, luring people in from over the local area with the promise of barbecue and fireworks. Your family and Cove's were just two of many. What seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. So a lot of people at this park. Very popular park. Saw Cove hesitate as he took in growing gaggle of strangers. Your mommy, Lizzie, bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. Ooh, good for them. The crowd made you nervous. Skylar, 31 days to walk? You got it! That's like a month. You can take a month off to come with us to Texas. You got this. The crowd made you nervous? Couldn't wait for the fireworks. You look forward to meeting more kids? Rather have stayed home. Something was already rumbling for food to come. Even if it was bigger, the park wasn't as special as one back home. No, this is very special. I'd rather have stayed home. No, I wouldn't rather have stayed home. I think I'm looking forward to fireworks. Who doesn't love fireworks? I love explosions. Wish you could take a month. You'll be fine. Do it, Umi. Just take off a month. You'll be good. There won't be any problems. It was going to be so cool. Mommy had told you that the people running the community event weren't charging for it, but she wanted them to get something in return. Which is why you'd not been allowed to touch the beautifully iced cupcake she had carried on her lap during her drive over. It was a special treat for them. Oh, yay! They got something out of it. Every time the car made a turn, she clutched the box tight enough for her knuckles to strain, much to everyone else's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to the party, a huge pack of juice boxes, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the car's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the boxes did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mommy's treasured cupcakes. Ooh, Mommy's treasured cupcake. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that sentence.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Everyone all set? Should be. Cove, did you put sunscreen on before we left? Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me. Mr. Holden deflated, his attempt at caring for his son rebuffed. But he triumphed with a smile. Good kid. I don't want you getting burned, or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day.
Well,
Don't think there's going to be any risk of that second part. Mom nodded at the tables up ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drink. She was right. There was plenty to go around. That's awesome. So, food for everyone. Let's all pig out. Parents headed over, with you, Lizzie, and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were clustered around there, chatting, but you were more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some of it was Shut up. Some of it was familiar. Chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot you didn't recognize. Your moms had said that you weren't to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. You didn't see the harm in taking just a little. How hungry are we right now? How hungry are we right now? Let me know in the chat. How hungry are we? Are we just like getting all the food right now, or are we listening to them? Are we just chilling? I don't think... I'm not hungry right now. I just ate. I'm already very hungry. Umi's hungry. Umi wants all of the food. Skylar just ate. Alright. So, I'm gonna say split the difference. Let's just take a litter. I don't know. It sounded like a long drive. Sounded like a long drive. You didn't want to risk getting caught. We'll take a little bit. We'll eat a little bit. We'll be fine. We got this. You could nab something and pop it into your mouth without anyone noticing. No one could be upset. You chose to grab a baby tomato. I hate tomatoes. Small carrot. Not bad. A cocktail sausage. Ooh. Rolled piece of ham. Lame. A potato chip. Tortilla chip. Let's go. How about a sausage? We'll go with the sausage. This will be filling enough. Put the whole thing in your mouth and chewed and surreptitiously as you could manage. Cove definitely caught what you were up to. Luckily, seemed to think it was funny and only smirked quietly. You saw, that's right. Keep your mouth shut, you little snitch. You saw that Mommy and Mr. Holden had deposited the food and drink they brought. Mommy gave the cupcakes one final word look before turning to you with a smile. Aw. Since that's the topic at hand, how about we freshen up with something to drink? Yeah! Yeah! That'd be great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground, stuffed full of cans of soda, boxes of juice and milk, as well as bottles of water. Your drink was soda, water, juice, milk. I think I'm going with juice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the juice. I don't want soda. And it's a special occasion, so I'm not gonna go with water. So we'll go with juice. You slurped your sweet juice through the straw until, all too soon, you were sucking up only air. The little group took a break, while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holden smacked his lips, pantomiming enjoyment. That hit the spot. But you kids should go have fun. You take your stuff with you. Join the other kids playing games. Cove could have snitched on your ghost walk more than a little food snatch. I'm sorry, what? Cove could have snitched on your ghost walk. That made sense, yes. Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to the other parts of the park today. Oh, if he was going to snitch. Got you. I see. Come on, let's go over there. Cove's mouth was downturned as he looked from the parents and the other adults to the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along after Lizzie. He went to play with the other kids too. No, we're going to play with the kids. I'm not hanging out with the old people. Followed after Lizzie and Cove, who were waiting for you on the outskirts of the group of parents. Hurry up! You picked up the pace, moving into a jog, but when Lizzie pelted away at full speed, you and Cove had no choice but to break out into a run. The other kids were far out in the field. Still, at your speed, it wasn't long until you reached them. As you approached, they turned around to greet the newcomers. Hi, I'm Lizzie. That's my little sibling, Toy 2. The one with the cast is Cove. Hi. Cove simply lifted a hand in greeting. There was a chorus of hellos and names from the other kids. One of the kids looked to be about Lizzie's age or older. America, yeah! Hello! 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 That's exactly how that went. A couple seemed to be the same age as you and Cove, and there was one tiny little thing with his arms folded over his chest. Hello! What are you up to? The first kid, a boy with curly black hair and neon green sneakers, who introduced himself as Hayden, shrugged his looks to the others. Not much. The second kid to pipe up, Lisa, and half of her face obscured behind the huge glasses she wore. We haven't decided yet. She glanced wistfully over her shoulder, following her gaze. Saw the spray of water first, and heard the shriek of someone got splashed in the face before you spotted the person shooting them. Some people are playing with water guns. but there aren't any left. The smallest kid, Noah, grumbled at that. You guessed that was why he was sulking. Spencer, who hadn't said much, patted his shoulder. So that's out. A new kid raced over, with a glint in her eyes and her braids streaming behind her. You spotted the plastic orange pistol in her hand too late, when the trigger had already been pressed. Why don't we get any designs for these new characters? I know they're just in this one story, but can we just get, like, 1 or 2 new designs? 1 or 2 new characters? I'd like to see some more kids than just these 3. Ack! Rude! Hey! Lizzie, who'd been caught first, was fuming. Cove whipped the water from his face. He rubbed at your ear, trying to dislodge the water that had pooled there. Don't spray people! How dare! How fucking dare you! Watch out, he has a cat! Pushed her away. No, don't spray people. Don't spray people! How could you? We're not playing water games right now. You're with Lizzie. Please note, it was mean to spray people who weren't playing too. Yeah. You only spray the people who were playing with the water. The girl simply darted off to find more victims, unaffected by your reaction. I want to see her face so I know who to punch. She doesn't mean anything by it. Lizzie tutted, flicking her hair out of her face. The girl not meaning anything by it didn't change the fact that she'd been sprayed. Cove looked similarly unimpressed. Lisa's face lit up as she had an idea. Hey, you should catch her. She won't be able to spray people if she's running away from everybody. Yeah. Okay. I don't think that's how that works. Cove nodded as the other kids murmured in their interest, or lack of it, in the game. War. Yes, that's right. This is war now. It's wartime. Let's go. Let's do it. That doesn't sound like a good idea. No, we're absolutely doing this. Go get her. Let's go get her, guys. Join the group of kids in tearing off after the girl with the pistol. Spotting you all over her shoulder, she laughed and shot her pistol in the air. Only a couple of jaws squeezed out. She swerved, causing a discord within your team as someone stood on your foot and you collided with Cole's shoulder. Sorry. Cole shot you a smile that gave you a feeling of camaraderie. Nice. Yes. If you want to make friends, make enemies. That's how friendships work. It's okay. You were closing in on the girl, but you weren't alone. Lizzie's face was set with intent, and the 2 older kids were hot on her heels, too. You outran them easily. I don't know. I'm a little younger than them. I don't assume to be as fast as them. You moved to the side to let them pat. No. You outran them with that bird. I think I doubt I'll be able to outrun them. They're a little older than me. Push yourself, willing your legs to move just a bit faster. You were close, just not close enough. Lisa lunged and tackled her friend to the ground. Got her! Panting, punched the air in triumph. Then she pushed her glasses back up the bridge of her nose. The girl who had been caught giggled as she got to her feet, brushing strands of grass from her knees. Smiling, Cove came to a stop at your side. Lizzie whooped with delight, clapping her hands. I thought that was about to say Lizzie whooped the shit out of her. Because that would have been awesome. I would have loved to watch that. There's a Lizzie beating the shit out of some girl. And you know she would. You know she absolutely would. Clapping her hands, the boy with the bright sneakers grinned. You're it now. Catch us if you can. Yeah, I'll do it. You won't get away from me. With that, you all disperse, squealing and laughing as you try to evade capture. The sound moved from earlier had evaporated entirely, replaced by a light and playful atmosphere. He definitely would, absolutely. Several rounds later, when most of the kids had taken at least one turn as it, the scent of smoke wafted up to your nose. Caught by surprise, you looked up and found that the brilliant blue of the sky had turned orange as the sun sunk down into the horizon. With all the excitement, you lost track of time completely. Looking over, you saw people standing over the grills and poking them to life. It was nearly time to eat. Ooh, I assume we built up an appetite. I feel hungry. Just get over there. I'm so hungry. My parents are at different spots. Yeah. Bye. It was cool playing. Yep. Bye. Peace out, people. Bye. You wave goodbye to the other group of kids before heading over to your parents with Lizzie and Cove. Tickle unfurled in your throat, growing more persistent as you came closer to the source of the smoke. As three of you approached the tables, your parents spotted you and came to join you halfway. Tried to greet them, but another cough obstructed your words. Hi. I hope you guys enjoyed that ASMR. Woof, that's quite a cough. Are you alright, sweetie? You know, confidently. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Feed me. Feed me, mommy, please. Feed me. Are you sure? No one needs to go up to the grills if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There was no response from the other two kids here. I can get it myself, mommy. I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. No kid cough. Man cough. Yes, exactly. We have a man cough. Even as a little kid, we have a man cough. I could get it myself, mommy. Alright, but tell me if it gets too much for you.
So?
The main thing being served is kebabs. You can have whatever you'd like on it. There's different meats and veggies. As you approach, again, her face. She has such a yandere face and it's freaking me out. Please stop looking at me like that, Mom. Please stop looking at me like you want to cut me open. As you approached, you found the vast array of bits and pieces ready to be skewered and served up. You chose... Ooh, what are we feeling? What are we feeling today? Chicken? Beef? Shrimp? Pass. Pork? Onions? Peppers? Zucchinis? Potatoes? There's a lot of options. That's a lot of meat, guys. Pork? You guys want pork. Okay. We'll go with the pork. Bork? Let's go with Bork. You guys want Bork. Pork and peppers? Pork and onions. No, pork and peppers. That sounds better. Oh, we can add so many things. And potatoes. I think I'll go with that. I hate zucchini. Can't stand zucchini. Sounds good to me. The veggies will be good for you. Order given. You waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed toward you, having issued her own request. Hi, Gan. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting a chicken kebab with all 3 colors of peppers. Noticing that Cove approached, he turned to him. What are you having?
Why?
Why does it matter? Oh my god, don't be like that. Come on, man. You just want to know. I don't know. I was just asking. She tried to be nice. Come on, man. I'm getting beef and shrimp with all the vegetables except the onions. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response. That's okay, I guess. The chicken is definitely the better one. Cove had his emo phase as a kid. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know. As a teenager, he seems nicer. Here he's very quiet. As a teenager, he's more opened up. So that's pretty cool. Then you can eat all the chicken. I'm going to. I want some chicken too. All the chicken in the world? Yes. All the chicken in the world? I bet you are. No, that's dumb. You know what I mean. No, I don't. It sounded like you meant all of the chicken. Lizzie peered over the grills where the kebabs were being handed out. Growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands. They're coming over. Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you made the wrong choice, Cove. Didn't make the wrong choice. There isn't a wrong choice. We all make good choices. Yeah. It's just what kebabs someday... It's just what kebabs somebody eats. Yeah, that made sense. The person serving gave your mommy one final kebab. Then your parents moved over to rejoin you. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, including Cove and Mr. Holden. Nice. We've got the goods. Hell yeah, they got the good. Someday eats. Cove Daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing out the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourselves with the ends either. They're sharper than you might think. Hearing that, you tentatively push the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. Though it didn't hurt your hand, you wouldn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or jabbing your tongue. Mommy clucked her teeth. It would have been nice if the options were a little easier to manage and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. Too bad. It's a barbecue. Everyone should get a little messy. That's how barbecues work. There aren't even plates for everyone, so we could set food down for a second.
True.
That's what you get for the price of free. But we can hack it, right? Exactly. You got what you paid for. Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident why Mr. Holden had been sent to scout one out. Benches had quickly filled up as people got their food. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edges of the sitting area. He beckoned your Groot over to join him. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Cove took a seat next to you. Lizzie took the other side. Your mom passed the final unclaimed kebab to Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
Thanks. This looks delicious. Thank you for getting us a space out here. Everyone tucked into their food. You gobble it up eagerly, only partially obstructed by the awkwardness of eating from a skewer. I actually like eating from a skewer. I think it's fun. I just like, sliding it off, each piece, sliding it off and just chewing on it. Running around with the other kids had helped you work up an appetite. He's good. Mr. Holden, what do you do? Well, I do a lot of things. Don't say it like that, sir. We're already skeptical of you. Don't say things like that. Do you play golf? Only if you count mini-golf. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. You could enjoy the occasional round at a mini-golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress. But your sister took her passion very seriously. Oh, I forgot! She does like golf. Because she wanted to be the Olympic golf player. Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cove groaned at the feeble pun. Mom chuckled. I didn't even notice the pun. Thank you for pointing that out, Cove. You weren't sure if she was responding to that joke. Cove's annoyance or Lizzie's offense. Or all three. All three could be an option.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well. We've been dragging you out to the green every week. That's because I've got dedication. You need a good drive or two to get far. No more puns, guys. Mr. Holden nodded, clicking his tongue in appreciation. Cove looked from his father's to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and wit. Outclassed in golf and wit. Yeah, it's not hard, dude. I don't get it. A drive is a type of golf shot. You should give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks. Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Oh my god, Cove. I kind of just want to ruffle his hair, like, ah, you little shit. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation. Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got heated.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna smack the shit out of my mic. I hope you guys are okay with that. That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated. I'm a little busy with my surfing. Obviously, because I'm a fucking surfer guy. Also, being creepy in front of the little kids. My real pastime. My god, can't with this guy.
Why?
And tell me something you really do already. You just go away every day. I like scuba diving. Though, with the business, that's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading. Snorkeling. Surfer dude. Yes, exactly. Those are things Cove likes. Wow. Good thing you live by the beach. Yeah, good thing you live by the beach. I agree. Don't I know it? I have nightmares about moving inland. Nightmares? It's like, no, what can I do without water? How will I live without water around?
No way.
It's not a good joke. The sun had been setting when you got your food. By the time you'd finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning of freedom, to choose every ingredient yourself, was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands.
Okay.
22, Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie complied, coming over and cupping her hands together in front of her. Mommy splashed some water over her fingers, and Lizzie rubbed them together, working off any residue. Here. Mom passed her a paper towel from her purse, and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Your turn, 22. Readily head your hands out to catch the water. Copying Lizzie, you wash your hands, taking care to clean every crevice between your fingers before wiping them dry. No hand washing allowed? No! No, I like having clean hands! Water kills bots. It's fine. I am water resistant up to 50 feet. I can stand a little washing of my hands. I don't like things on my hand. I don't like my hands being even slightly sticky. So, no, we're absolutely washing our hands. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants, and leaving a stain where his fingers had been. Mr. Holden shook his head.
Come on.
Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed at the fabric with a scrunched-up napkin. Dad, it's not that bad. When everyone is cleaned up, or as clean as they could be, with the limited facilities, Mom spoke up. Umi too? You're also water resistant?
Let's go.
Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show. I hate having sticky hands. Yeah, just, like, things on my hands. I also don't like any oil. I love cooking, but I don't like using my hands. Because once I get oil on them, I hate it. No time. We have to get a good spot. Everyone's gotta be taken. How about I go ahead and save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting the drinks. Then I'm going to Cove's, Dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sure thing. Could use an extra pair of eyes. Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude.
That's fine.
Alright. Me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Pam, Cove, and 22. Do you want to go get the drinks? Okay. You nodded. I'll get all the stuff we need. No, I'm good. We're good. I'll nod. We got this. As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden headed off into the wild, open field where the fireworks were being set up, joined Cove and Mom in the returning of the cooler where you picked up the drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected you wouldn't find much in it. Where it had already been stocked to the brim, it was now half empty. The ice, which had cushioned the drinks and kept them cool, was largely melted, with only a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings. The drinks that remained looked to be bottles of plain water, but you got a glimpse of something more colorful in amongst them. Mom rummaged around in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom of the process. Aha! 22, Cove. You can take one of those, if you want. The perks of helping. Took a juice box. Hell yeah, I'm taking a juice box! Cove hesitated, but decided to take a juice box for himself. Yeah, as we should. This is our perk. We helped out, therefore, we get to benefit from it. When you were each loaded up with your chosen drink, plus an extra bottle or two for someone else in the group, Mom's phone started to ring. She duggled the water bottles over to the crook of her arm and looked at the caller. It's Mommy. Hold tight while I get this.
How are you?
Hey, hon. How's it going? Did you find our perfect spot already? Lynn has ruined the internet? Good job, Lynn. Way to break it. It's because you looked at it, didn't you? Don't look at the internet, okay? You'll break it. She nodded along to the call, punctuated by the uh-huhs as Mommy gave her directions. Catching her eye, she gestured toward the grassy area. We've got a place. Come on, you better hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led you through the field, and the separate groups of people assembled there, back to the rest of your families. Hello, we're here. And we come bearing drinks, though there wasn't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You gave Lizzie a bottle of water, but she only had eyes for your juice box. Number 22, if girls have juice, they help get the drinks. You got to pick where we sat. Don't be selfish. I'm not. Good. You're going to thank us for bringing you your very own water bottle. Thanks. Once everyone had been equipped with a drink for the big event, you sat on the grass beside the cove and waited for the magic to begin. Most people in the park had taken a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted back in the tables in the distance. A few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored orders. Someone bearing a cardboard box weaved between the groups, pausing every so often. He nudged Cove and pointed. What are they doing? I'd like to know too. Looks like they're handing something out. Can't make out what it is. Free stuff? I want free stuff. I hope it's not drinks. Mommy chuckled, but Lizzie and Cove were now watching the bestower of mystery goods keenly. Are they gonna come to us too? Mom softly put her hands on top of your sister's shoulders, as if she... I ruined something. As if she feared Lizzie might bolt over to the stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her, eyes locked in the potential prize. I don't know.
In that case...
We'll have to wait and see. You were intrigued. I want free stuff. Give me free stuff. Studying the man with the box closely as he gradually meandered nearer, you could make out that he was handing out small items to most of the groups he'd stopped at. They seemed too short to be water bottles, but beyond it, it remained a mystery. Stranger danger? It's okay, our mommies are here. Frankly, we're hanging out with Cove's dad, so... he's the most dangerous person here. I'm okay with the stranger. Then the box man made his way up to your group. Evening, I'm handing out dessert. Any takers? Dessert? They have dessert? Hell yeah! There's dessert? Lizzie squealed. Hopping off the ground, the man chuckled. Ice cream! I'm gonna take these as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu. Vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry syrup.
Nice.
Nice! Not for me, though. Thanks. Same, but the offer is appreciated. I want chocolate! Can I have strawberry? And a strawberry for me, too, please. Ice cream! We got ice cream! Now you're going to have to make a decision. Chocolate or strawberry? I am partial to strawberry. I don't like chocolate ice cream that much. Pulled your mom's shirt and whispered that you wanted strawberry. No, we can order our own. You were lactose intolerant. That would be incredibly unfortunate. Is it poison? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if we die. I'm getting the strawberry. Reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice creams and tossed them out. Came packaged in a little plastic cup, complete with a wooden spoon stuck to the paper lid. Chocolate all the way? I don't care for chocolate ice cream. Like, it's fine. I guess if it's mixed with vanilla, it's pretty good, but I'm partial to strawberry. Yep. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kids, you're going to thank the nice man, too. There was a chorus of thanks. He cordially nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group, considering how many he had to get to. You peeled back to the tab that covered the ice cream and got right to your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers. Cove was too. Lizzie munched away happily, but ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants. Okay. I didn't get strawberry. Can I have some of yours, please?
Of course.
Of course, sweetie. Okay. All those families died via poison ice cream. That's what the fireworks are for. They're to cover the sounds of the bodies hitting the floor. This is a horror game. I would love if this was disguising a horror game. That'd be amazing. I would love this so much. Just another Doki Doki literature club. Lizzie cooed with excitement as Mommy presented her with a dollop of the ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie lapped it up. Mommy came on now. Oh, Mommy, come on now. Lizzie has all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pinched Lizzie's cheek, then dug her spoon again and held it out to you. I just can't resist, 22. Would you like some of mine? They've already got that flavor. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. Of course, if Lizzie gets one, I want one. You ate the treat being offered, much to Mom's chagrin and Mommy's delight. Ah, yay. Cove watched the exchange silently with blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head and fond smile on her face. Well, you better at least give me some too. Could have gotten your own if you wanted ice cream. What? The kids have ice cream already. They're getting some of yours to boot. I have nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm. I love these two. They're so cute. Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough. Aw, he's cute. There. Oh, better now. Yes. They're the cutest. I love them. Good. How about you, Cliff? Would you like some? No. I'm still okay. But thanks for keeping me in mind. Cove, it's only fair that you get the choice too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Okay, as long as no one's feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. He looked over at Cove, who was digging into his ice cream, which bore the same pinkish red twirl as your own. Want some of mine? Sharing is nice, but you weren't able to do that. Yeah, you want some of mine? You held your spoon out to him. Glancing up at you, Cove cocked his head out at a curious angle.
Huh?
I already have that one. Yeah, I want to share anyway. Cove looked around awkwardly, but nodded nonetheless. He took out a bit of ice cream and held your spoon out to him. After another furtive glance, he nibbled it.
Oh.
Yes, germs are nice. Remember, this game is taking place in like the 90s. Like 90s, early 2000s. Nobody cares about germs now. Indirect kiss. Oh god, why do you have to put it like that? Just a little germ sharing. It's not a big deal. There's no indirect smooching happening. Mommy was gazing at the two of you. Her mouth was open with a... Her mouth was an open smile, as if she was about to say something else, but Mom tugged on her collar. Don't embarrass them. Cove didn't appear to hear the exchange. He took the spoon to his own ice cream, excavated some, and held it out for you to eat. You accept the treat. Of course. In the end, that kind of made it pointless. You each just ate the same strawberry ice cream out of different cups. Mommy did like to say it was the thought that counted, though. Because Mommy wanted to kiss everyone. Oh my god. Mommy! Stop it, Mommy! Stop trying to kiss everyone indirectly. Gross. No one wants your germs. Hey, if you're sharing too, I'll take some. You already asked your mom to give you some. So what? Mommy was gonna let you have a bite. You just didn't take it. You can have some of mine. Sure, you can have some of mine. Thank you. You're the best. He enthusiastically took a bite of your ice cream before then offering you a bite of hers in exchange. See, she actually has a different flavor, so it's cool. For you, but not for Cove. Doesn't think we should keep sharing. She stuck her tongue out at him. You're right, I don't want it. Ignoring that, she turned her attention back to her own cup of ice cream. Kids. No, why? Those two just don't get along. Also, fireworks, very pretty. I like this. Then, the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended until it hit a crescendo with an explosion. Spark flashed as if a light. Ooh. Squealing, Lizzie leaped to her feet, her forgotten ice cream tumbling to the ground as the fireworks crackled into tiny drops of glitter in the sky. I love chocolate now. Maybe a little bit. I like it a little bit. One bite of chocolate is fine. It's starting. Ooh, more fireworks. Everyone else looked to the sky as another firework whizzed through the air, With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. The event was thrilling. It's possible to tear your eyes from the scene. A lot of noises hurt your ears. It was kind of neat. No. It is thrilling. I like explosions. Who doesn't like explosions? Cove sat by his dad, captivated by the sky sparkles and flashes overhead. You don't like explosions, Skylar? Umi doesn't like explosions? Why don't you guys like explosions? Fine. You can stand further away from the explosions. Mr. Holden watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you, and even gave you a thumbs up when he noticed you looking over. Mommy hopped to her feet, pulling Mom with her, pushing into joining Lizzie and jumping in the tandem with every crack of the firework. Mommy then bent down to offer you a hand up too. Decided to quietly watch from the ground. Got up to join your family. Of course I have to. Gives you anxiety? Okay. Well, I'm glad there are no loud noises in this one. Your mom's face is lit up, literally and metaphorically, as you got off the ground. The four of you shrieked and leapt along with the sparkles in the sky, and trying to contain your joy at experiencing the sights together. Fireworks continued, some twisting like the coil of a spring as they arched into the air, others shooting straight from the ground and shattering into a million tiny specks. Every color got its spotlight in the show, from fiery reds to eerie greens and blues that could rival the ocean. You like watching from afar? Okay. All y'all can watch from all the way in the back. Enjoy the colors. You eventually noticed that, at some point, Mr. Holden had let Cove perch atop his shoulders. More likely, Cove had to be pursued into giving it a try. Still, Cove's face was covered with a wide smile that matched his father's own. You imagined the view from way up there as was pretty impressive. It was also nice that they were getting along for once. Yeah, that's nice. The show built up to a grand finale that boomed over the park and filled every inch of the sky, twinkling lights representing the full spectrum of the rainbow. The exhilaration that had fueled you while the fireworks were going off was sapped dry now that the show had finished. You collapsed into a giggling heap on the ground, suddenly aware of how your legs ached from your exertion. Lizzie gave the final whoop of delight and shared a high five with Mom as Mommy shouted for an encore into the night. You didn't know what that meant, but you liked the way it made Mom laugh. Cove was on the ground again, but continued looking at the sky, dazzled by what had once been. Mr. Holden nudged him, breaking his concentration, and Cove allowed his dad to wrap him in a one-arm hug. Aw. Look at them getting along for once! Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air on your bare arms was warm. Took in your giddy family, the spirits buoyed by the firework display, then your new friends and his father, who looked happy in their own quieter way and smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Nice. And then we'll have to save. Where was I? Yes, we saved here. His dad doesn't seem like a Mr. person. Yeah, he's probably one of the dudes just like, no, Mr. was my father. Just call me Cove's dad. Alright. I was a little disjointed with this, so we're gonna go back to the load file where we were in the middle of our teenage years. I forget what we were doing here. Does anyone else remember? I think this was after Cove came over and he snuck back home. With a little sigh, you re-closed your window, deciding that there was nothing more you could do. You hopped off your bed and got ready to head downstairs for the day. You won't have the stuff you just did? Yeah, I know. I will fix that later. I will get it all into one save file. But for now, we're just going to continue where we're at. Because that's all I can do right now. Put on your slippers. You checked yourself in the mirror. You made your bed. You just left. No, I'm putting on slippers. I don't like socks. I hate socks, but I'm okay with slippers. You knew it was summer, but your slippers were comfy and cozy and made you feel better whenever you wore them. Took the stairs, slowly attempting to mask your face into a look of innocence. Do you guys like to wear socks around the house? Do you guys do that? I hate it. I can't stand having socks on my feet. Only time I wear socks is with shoes. The rest of the time, slippers or barefoot. I can't do anything else. You were sure that someone would have come into your room if they had heard anything strange. Just couldn't be too careful. You had to play it cool. When you stepped into the living room, Elizabeth was there, tapping her finger on the counter. Good morning, Elizabeth. She looked at you over immediately, her eyes squinting at the greeting.
Why?
Why are you being so weird? You hadn't even done anything. Your big sister never missed a beat, unfortunately. Turned and offered a tight smile, and her lips pursed together even tighter. Slippers or flip-flops? Nice. Unless we were going out again. Oh! Yeah, only socks. No socks. No socks. For me. Got it. Prefers the flip-flops. I actually don't like flip-flops. Like the thing that they have the thing between your toes, I hate it. I don't like that. It like scratches between my feet. So I wear like the slippers that go all the way around your foot. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. The other kind of slippers. Number 22. What? Wouldn't you like to know?
Duh.
I would. That's actually why I asked. He shrugged non-committally, determined not to tell her a thing. Further suspicious squinting occurred as she waited for something. But ultimately, she rolled her eyes, and you weren't sure if you were in trouble or not. She didn't seem to care enough to dig any further. Whatever. Fine. Be like that. Then she walked straight out the front door, letting it slam shut behind her, and let out a brief sigh. Elizabeth went out most days to hang out with her friends from school around town. Today, you were extra glad for it, though you were also grateful she hadn't left the house any sooner, or risked running into Cove. It looked like you were getting away with it. Breakfast was eaten in peace, and alone. Your moms were both out by the time you had gotten up. They had left you a serving of food from the breakfast they made. Hash browns, an omelet, fruit salad. There were a few sausage links. Took a little bit of everything. Had some parts, but there weren't things you liked. Yeah, I usually take a little bit of everything. Try to eat everything. Yeah, Cole fell asleep in our room. Which is surprising, because last time we had a sleepover, he was not able to sleep and had to go home. But that was when he was a kid. It was tasty. You appreciated that there was a variety in your meals your moms made. The day lazily drifted by at home, and eventually your parents returned. Pulled open the fridge again, lingering in the frosty air for a moment or two before grabbing a bottle of ice-cold water, taking a long drink. It was perfect. Balmy summer afternoon, and you had decided to head outdoors to find something to do. You hadn't decided what that something was just yet, but you were sure something would pop up to occupy your time. As you were heading out the front door, you paused for a moment. You hadn't seen Cove since he had left that morning. You couldn't help but think that what had happened to him. Would it be bad to go over to his house right now, or to call him to check in? You stepped out of your house, still stuck in an internal debate with yourself, when a voice caught your attention.
Hi.
Hi, 22. Confused, you looked over to where an unrecognizable woman was waving at you. Friendly smile plastered on her face. You racked your memory for where you might have seen her before, but nothing came to mind. Okay, another strange adult just coming up to me. Why do I have deja vu? Not your school, or from the country club your moms took you to. You had absolutely no idea who that woman was. The woman crossed the road towards you, and you were a little unsure whether you should stay put or go back to the house and lock the door. Who the fuck is that? Wait, green hair. Is that Cove's mom? Oops, I'm sorry. Was that presumptuous? I've heard about you, but you have no idea who I am, do you? Yeah, that has to be Cove's mom. Also, this is not what I was expecting. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. I don't know what to make of her. Very flower child? I'm going with flower child. You shook your head and she removed her sunglasses to reveal sparkly ocean blue eyes. All of a sudden, she seemed a little more familiar. My son lives here, and my ex too. With a bent smile, he lifted a hand to point at the condo across the street from your own house. You were Cole's mom. You didn't know why you hadn't realized sooner, now that you'd gotten a good look at her. She seemed nice. She seemed sort of strange. She looked really young. Yeah, she does look kind of young. Made sense that she was Cove's mom. Felt so different to Cove. She was super pretty. I don't know. She looks really young and she feels very different. I don't know. She does seem a little strange. But I think we just noticed how young she looked. Tel's dad is also young. Yeah, he is also young. It was almost hard to believe she had a 13-year-old kid. No matter your thoughts on her, you still felt like taken aback that she had appeared here so suddenly. Cove mentioned she was coming, but she hadn't gotten the impression it would be the very next day. She extended a hand again. It's time for you to take, and you studied the manicured fingers in front of your face as you sorted, and the assortment of bracelets that dangled from her wrist. I'm Kira Priest. You can call me Kira. Kira? We found Kira, guys! You shook her hand. You reached out and took her hand, and she shook yours firmly, grinning wide. I'm 22, but you already knew that.
That I do.
That I do. Cove's mentioned you to me before. Nice to officially meet you, 22. Cove talked to you about his mom. He hadn't mentioned how he said things about you to her. What has Cove said about me? Oh, no. He told us she was coming, right? So we knew she was coming. Nice to meet you, too. Yeah, we'll just be pleasant. I don't know anything about this woman. She smiled at you fondly, her eyes crinkling at the corners. The sound of a door opening and closing caught both of your attentions, and when you turned toward the sound, it was to find Cove exiting his house, his eyes skimming the ground. Considering just how tall he had grown, kind of figured his mom also would have been tall, but she was much more on the short side for an adult anyway. Cove's height must have come from his father.
My baby.
There you are! I thought you were going to keep me standing out here all day. My baby! Aw, that's cute. Tried to catch Cole's eyes as he walked toward you, but his gaze was firmly fixed on the sidewalk. When he finally crossed the road and looked up, he gave you a pitiful look. After the way he had acted last night, you knew he must be feeling pretty mixed up about this. My baby. I know, she's so excited, and then Cove... I'm just surprised, because as a kid, he really wanted to go back to his mom. All he wanted to do was see his mom, and now I'm wondering, what is going on right now? You tried to wordlessly express that you understood. Cove and I are heading into town to grab something to eat while this snore is at work. Kira beamed at Cove and ruffled his hair. It really seemed to upset him more. You assumed the snore was talking about was Mr. Holden. Hey, you should come with us, 22. I'd love to get to know you better. Yeah, you should come. Okay. But by a teen, it's too late. Yeah, that could be it. He's a teen now. He doesn't like either of his parents. There was a pleading in his tone that you couldn't miss. Of course, we'll run it by your parents first. Responsibility and all that.
Any whoosies.
It'll give me an excuse. Any whoosies. She has a lot of fun lines. It'll give me an excuse to meet them, which I need to do at some point. It's important to be neighborly if I'm going to be roosting in the street for the time being. Any whoosies, let's go. Kira walked ahead towards your house. Kira walked ahead. Then she took a chip and ate it. Is that the responsible one? That is troubling. If Mr. Holden, I forgot his actual name, because he's always Cove's dad. If Mr. Holden is the responsible one, I'm very worried. That explains Cove so well. If his dad is the responsible one, That explains so much. Yes, his name is Cliff. Okay. I've only seen his name like twice, so I completely forgot his name. Kira walked ahead towards your house, and you hung back with Cove, who crinkled his nose as he watched her.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want it to be just the two of us. Not right now. Okay. Doesn't like his mom either. He leaned in closer and whispered while checking around for anyone who might hear. What happened? Did your dad know you were gone? Cove shook his head and sighed heavily. Dad was so focused on Mom showing up that he didn't even notice. I thought when I heard Mom on the phone last night that it was something that they were planning for the future. This morning, Dad said it was supposed to be a surprise, and I guess I was surprised. He's gonna be here all summer. Oh, he was surprised to hear that too. Cove sighed again, even heavier. I'll go with you, if you really want me to. He smiled, shoulders relaxing a little in relief. Thanks, that'd be cool. The two of you headed over to where Cole's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifting in surprise at the group she found in front of her. Realized that, like you, she would have no idea that it was Cole's mom who was hanging out with you. However, after blinking at the woman a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Yeah, they look incredibly similar. Like, literally just gender swap versions of each other. It's astonishing. Hello there, I'm Pamela.
I see.
I see you've met my kid, 22. I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Ha! Clever. Kara laughed, and you, Cove, exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kara Priest, Cove's mom. It's so nice to meet you. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Ma popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. Cove's mom has more green on her hair. Yeah, Cove is a little darker. She grinned excitedly at Kira. Two of them introduced themselves and shook hands.
Hello.
Hi, 22, Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly as he gestured a hand toward the living room. There's no use hanging around in the doorway. Why don't you come in? I'd love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. Cove grimaced and held back a groan. He likely took offense at how she didn't want to put them out with a surprise visit, but not him, apparently. Aw, I understand. Wait, I thought he knew she was coming. Is this a surprise visit? Does he just pop out of nowhere? Okay. I guess at least she called first? I hope? You're welcome to stop by anytime.
Of course.
I'll take you up on that offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind too much if 22 went with Cove and I? My treat. We won't be driving. Just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice.
Have fun.
Hope you all have fun. You gave your mom a look, and they smiled at you fondly. You were happy they were letting you go. Yay! Thank you for trusting me. You overheard she was coming. Oh, so she just called in and was just like, hey, I'm heading over now. Just like, okay, thanks. At least thanks for letting me know. You could tell that Cove really needed the support, and you were ready to be there for him.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Expect us back in an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Parents waved goodbye to the three of you as you backed up into the street. There was the sound of the front door closing behind you. Pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in the taxi. Not too far from here. Yeah, it's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around. Better be your favorite. Well, of course, you cause the most chaos. Kira put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like the area expert. Do you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kira pouted at him a little and turned to you instead. How about you, 22? Want to point me in the right direction? Sure, I have a couple of favorites. I will be cordial. I will be nice. You've been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all the rest. There's a Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to all the time. My mom's favorite. There's also a tropical themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sound like a treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us, since Cove is going through a phase over there. Oh. He huffed at her and turned his face away. I would say the tropical theme. That seems more appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you, 22. Will you show us the way? Especially if it's your treat, because that sounds like the more expensive place. You nodded, taking the lead to your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the three of you left the neighborhood behind. The walk was about 15 minutes, and along the way, Kira asked a lot of questions about the area. Cove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up answering her instead. Kira explained that she lived in a large city. She loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily, you were shown right to a small table. Nice. Kira lowered herself onto the chair, while Cove picked the one diagonal to her, not facing her, or to the side. It was awkward. Let's see. Start, what would you all like to drink? I'll get an orange soda.
Noted.
Noted. 22? Just water. We'll just have water. We're good. Lemon or anything? There's sugar on the table. Ooh, lemon. I like lemon water. Sure. Kira placed the order for your drinks, getting a black hot coffee for herself. It didn't take long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. Last time you came here, the dish you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. Yeah, that is like me. I like to try a bunch of different things, whatever's on the menu. Like, I kind of want to try each of everything. I don't know. What do you guys do? Do you usually order the same thing over and over? Or do you, like, try different things when you go to a restaurant? Soon, the meals, too, were ordered, and the menus taken away. Glance at the table surface, waiting to figure out what to say. You don't try many things? Same? Same? Like, you like to try different things? Cove awkwardly sank. Oh, you don't like to try a few different things. Pick a few favorites. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Because you don't want to, like, have a bad time. If you have bad food at a restaurant, it's a bad time. Cove awkwardly sank back further into his seat, crossed his arms, all while blatantly avoiding eye contact. Sidewall must be real interesting to him right now. You try stuff now? If I like it once, then I want it again. Ah, I see. I get that. I very much understand that. It depends on the restaurant. Usually if I go, like, out and sit down, I want to try different things, but, like, if it's, like, a restaurant that I can pick stuff up at, I'm usually doing the same thing every time. Once in a while, I'll try something new. But usually at a sit-down restaurant, I want to try all of the things. Didn't used to try stuff. Is Umi a picky eater? Well, not anymore. Did you used to be a picky eater? Where was I? The side wall must be real interesting to him right now. As how our feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions, he'd brush off. Kira had mercy on her son, and instead put her focus towards you. So, 22. What's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. I like to watch. Games are fun. I like to play. Hang out with people. The beach. I'm into sports. Art. I write things. I don't write things. I do not write things. I'm really into Cove. No. 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 We're not doing that. Games are fun. I like to play. Video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you can show me sometime. Board game. Card games. I love card games. I like card games too. Maybe we can all play together sometime. And... fashion? I guess music? Awkward! No, I'm not telling you how into your son I am. No. I hang out with people, I guess. Hey, it's nice to have friends and family to spend time with. And that's about it. Thanks. I'm happy to learn more about you. So much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. So what exactly did Cove say about me? Kira laughed, holding a hand in front of her mouth. I can't tell you that. I didn't come all this way to embarrass my son too much. Kids are delicate at this age. She laughed again, and he glanced at Cove to see his reaction. He cringed, looking very much like he would rather be anywhere but here. Yeah, just like a teenager. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kira a few questions on your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her. You were curious to know more about this woman who was such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Oh, so are you gonna tell people about Sunset Bird? Gonna tell them about the tourist attractions? Is that what you're here for? Wow. What do you like to do? Where do you live? I'm not asking about your relationship. No, those are... Why would I bring these up? That's way too personal. I just met this woman. No, we're not doing that. Where do you normally live? Where do you live normally? Sure. Nevada. Have you ever been there? You shook your head. I've never been to Nevada. Beautiful place. Check it out if you can. What do you like to do? Spend time with my little boy, of course. I'm traveling. Real shock, huh? Yeah, no, I'm not asking any of those questions. That is so not my fucking business. Even though I am curious about why they got divorced. I'm very curious. Never been anywhere. I've been places. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Florida. I've been to Texas. I've been places. It didn't seem to bother her at the conversation drop off. Cole sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. He weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. Made a silly face at him. Sympathetic look. Flicked a straw wrapper at him. Yeah, that seems more like me. The wrapper hit Cove in the nose. You had to bite down on your lip to keep from laughing. Ha! Good. It was subtle, but you swore you could see the hint of a smile tilting the corner of his lips. You seem really cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat.
Seriously?
Mom. Why would you say that? Felt bothered too. You blushed. Thanks, we are cute. You know what? Screw you, we are cute. We're adorable. Very. Meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious. Even Cove enjoyed his food.
Okay.
Alright, now that we're all full and content, can you explain please why you've had a bug up your butt all day? Cove's face instantly returned to its scrunched form. Seriously, baby. What did Mom do to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. He gripped the edge of the table, easing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned forward, not to miss anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? Finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts he had been on his mind. Treats him like a baby. Little bit. But that's how parents are. Doesn't matter how old you are, they will always treat you like a baby. I wasn't gonna visit you this year? That you were gonna be coming instead? Didn't you invite me? You wanted me here with you. Those eyes began to shake, and his frustration ebbed. I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything.
I see.
See. Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. Both been gifted another Clifford surprise. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both of you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. Huh. No wonder his dad looks like a big red dog. That explains so much. She smothered her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. More things change. the more they stay the same. They let out identical sighs, but smiled weakly at one another afterwards.
Sorry.
I can go home, Cove. We could still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Cove's lips tightly closed together. He seriously pondered the option. I think I do what you say. I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not there. My heart. Aww. Adorable. She reached across the gap, grabbed his face, planted a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wiggle away. Mom, stop! I'm sorry. Sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. If I don't, they'll take away my mom license. Okay, she's kinda cute. I like her. Kira was completely enthused by the Cove's admission, though a tone of seriousness did return to her voice when the conversation continued. You want to talk to your dad too? No. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled in his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later, not today.
It's alright.
I understand. We can shelve it. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for talking to me, little mister. He grinned affectionately at him before turning your way. And thank you, 22. Huh? What'd I do? It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. Sorry to keep that up with your neighbor watching everything. Especially when you really care about what said neighbor thinks of you. He winked. Mom? She just ruffled his hair with a laugh, then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. That was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cove and his mom. Then the three of you left the restaurant, and Kira had paid the bill. You walked back to your neighborhood slowly. Free food is the best food. I just love free food. That was the best meal I've had in ages. Even though I'm a teenager, therefore I don't pay for anything. You had eaten so much by that time, you were beginning to feel sleepy. Didn't help that the lunch had happened late and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. But eventually, you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family. I'm 22 too. Cliff. Dad. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, shoulders were cold. I thought they were finally getting along, and now this. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were soft as he looked on after them. Clifford. So much like his mom, don't you think? He gave a vague nod, not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back, far more energetically. Okay, have a great night, 22. You too, Mr. Holden. You too, Clifford. With that, Cove's dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having Kira in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also both of your families, and a dull moment was rarely had. That was fun! That was a great time. Wait. Is there more stuff? Wait. I did the DLC! Why do I not have this stuff? Derek. Do I need to add Derek too? Okay. I'll have to do that too. I will add the Derek. Alright. What are we thinking, guys? We have all of the options in the world. Birthday? Whose birthday? Summer work? Oh, I don't want to do summer work. What is Escapade? There's like 3 more DLC. I know there's the music, which I'm not doing. I know there's the what you call it? The marriage? The marriage DLC, and then the the voicing your name. But I'm passing on that because I'm pretty sure they do not have 22 as one of the names. Escapade in the Night? Ooh, Escapade in the Night. Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, what the hell does... What escapade? What do you mean by escapade? There's Derek and another romance character. Ooh, another romance character? For us to say hell no? Okay, I'll have to download that one too. Let's get to the escapades, guys. You look up, noticing the sun was finally setting. You've been trying to delay the end of the day for as long as possible. The evening breeze tickled your nose as you sat on your front porch, munching on fresh watermelon slices. The snack made you happy. Watermelon does make me happy. I do enjoy watermelon. It's a watermelon! Inside a watermelon! You picked up another slice, even though you already had dinner. You're still delighted to make room for watermelon. Turn to look at Cove. Both have been sitting in comfortable silence for a while now. Wait, question. When it comes to that, another romance character, is it Weevil? Can we romance Weevil Underwood? Yugi! I love you so much! Let us kiss! I'm sorry, that just popped into my mind. I think it's because so many people have green hair. No, we can't kiss Weevil Underwood? Forget it, I don't want to play this game anymore. We can't make out with Weevil. Turn to look at Cove. Both had been sitting in comfortable silence for a while now. He sat next to you, close enough for your shoulders to touch. He was happily absorbed in his thoughts and his own slice of watermelon. Chuckling, you watched as his face twisted in discomfort. You had to stop chewing to spit out a seed into the bush. You shook your head in disapproval. You did the same, spat a seed into the bushes. You know what? Yeah, I bet I could spit a seed further than you. I bet you. Weevil is part of a different romantic game? We're playing that one next! Wherever Weevil is, I'm playing that one next. Immediately, you shoved the majority of what was left in your watermelon slice into your mouth, just to get a seed to prove your point. As soon as you could, sent a seed sailing into the middle of the street. Did you see that, Cove? Cove burst into laughter. That slowed into a wide grin. Could tell he was equal parts surprised and impressed. Can you do that again? I didn't see where it landed. Of course I can. You popped another seed into your mouth and focused on where the last one landed. Setting the seed free, you got it to go even further this time.
Not bad.
Not bad? You had Cove chuckling again. It was taking a lot of focus to stay looking serious, not to break into laughter yourself. I'd like to see you try. I will. Cove took in a mouthful of watermelon, face grimacing when he had the seed. Then his expression morphed into a focused look, and he sent the seed flying, landing in a similar spot to yours. Wait, you got to do two. I need another try. Alright, show me. Do it. He spoke before he could even commit to his non-victory. His determination got you laughing. Quickly set another closer to where your second one landed. Scenes were evenly matched for now. Yeah, for now. For the next several minutes, you both kept carving seeds from your slices and giggling at the ridiculousness of the competition. No, this is a very serious competition. This is very serious right now. There's nothing ridiculous about it. Eventually, truce was called. You both went back to eating the neglected watermelon flesh. Don't call it that. Don't call it the neglected watermelon flesh. The word choice in this game, I don't know what to do with it. I wonder if I'll have another slice after this one. That one is your third already. Is that bad? It tastes really good. You bumped him with your shoulder. Unable to resist, you knocked the mostly finished slice out of his hand. Smiled at him. Nah, it's alright. Nah, it's alright. It isn't super filling. There's still a lot left. Why not? Alright, that's all I needed. Picked up a fourth slice with confidence and looked at you. Smile stretched ear to ear. A little while later, Cove flinched, making a confused sound. Slowly put his current slice down on the plate next to him. You okay? Yeah. He stood up, head tilted back to look at the sky. His feet took him to the middle of the street. Did you notice anything? What do you mean?
Huh.
I thought I felt a raindrop. The sun's still out. Put down your watermelon slice and hopped off your front step. Immediately, felt a tap of water on the crown of your head, making you yelp. You're right! Cove was still staring up at the sky, and you watched as he began blinking more rapidly. When he finally turned to your direction, his face was bemused. Where did the water come from? Why is it raining? It's a sun shower. It seemed crazy, but soon you couldn't avoid the drops that began increasing into a light shower. Okay, cool. I guess we get to see a rainbow. Booming with laughter, Cove kicked off his shoes towards his front door, revealed the moment. You were excited. I'm excited. I like rainbows. Close your eyes and threw your head back, letting the rain shower over you. Cool drops felt so right after the warmth of the day. Feeling energized, you ran over to Cove and laughed at how soaked he already was. Not that he cared, because he was busy spinning in the middle of the street. Why are we just in the middle of the street? I get it's a small town, but I'm sure people still have cars here. Following his lead, you spun yourself until you were dizzy. Just as suddenly as the sprinkling started, it stopped, left you dripping with the smell of wet asphalt and soil tickling your nose. Cove caught your eyes, running a hand through his wet hair. Combing it back, he frowned. Oh, it's over. The drops of rain clinging to his face almost could have been mistaken for tears. Sounded that disappointed. Aww. Poor sad boy. Well, it was fun. Wish it lasted longer. It was fun. I don't like being out in the rain. I don't care for it. Yeah, it's so cool that it happened. You then looked over at your door and sighed. You knew Ma wasn't going to be happy to see you trailing water into the house. Cove rubbed his arm awkwardly. Must have been thinking the same thing, because he watched you sympathetically.
It's okay.
You can dry off at my house if you want. My parents won't mind. Thanks, let's do it. You're the sweetest guy I know. I'm fine. It's fine. You sure? Yeah, I want to stay here. Oh, can I keep sitting out here with you? Of course you can. Of course. Of course you can sit with me. Want to sit? Yeah. Both sat down, better comfortable because of the wet clothes sticking to your skin. You were happy for the company. It'll probably be a while until I can go inside. I'm glad you're staying. Thanks. You don't know many guys? I don't. Cole's been a long-time friend. I'm always happy to have him around.
Don't worry about it.
You don't need to thank me for that. Smile to yourself, feeling much warmer now. Time passed in an easy silence for a little while. Out of the corner of your eye, you noticed the front door to Cove's house opening. Kira stood there in front, and when she saw you both, she gave a big wave. Hey, Cove! Hi, number 22! Hi, Mom! Quickly made her way across the street to meet up with the two of you.
Huh?
I was wondering where you disappeared to. What happened? We got caught in a sun shower. Can't go inside until I'll dry off some. So Cove's been keeping me company. That was very sweet of you, baby. You ruffled Cove's wet hair and laughed at the drops of water that shook off. Then a light came to Kira's eyes. I have an idea. Why don't we go for a drive? It has to beat standing around the house. You'll air dry in no time. Cove only offered a shrug and a bent smile to his mom. He looked at you for a real answer. Yeah, let's do it. Sure, why not? I forgot what we were even doing. Fun, this will be good. Kira pulled out her cell phone from her pocket to call your moms. They had swapped numbers early in the summer. Head on out to the garage. I'll meet you there in just a minute. Sorry, my mom can be so pushy. She gets some idea in her head and that's what she does. Very impulsive. That's okay. Thanks for letting me come. I didn't do anything. That wasn't true at all, but you let him get away with that. Come on. Cove led you to the car and Kira wasn't too far behind. Wet car. That's fine. Kira doesn't care.
Okay.
Okay, get to the back, you two. Once the three of you were situated inside, Kira started it and drove out of the residential area. When she hit the main road... Where are we going? I wasn't paying attention. I have no idea where we're going. When she hit the main road, the car sped up and she rolled to the back window down all the way. Hey! Cove started laughing as he kept trying in vain to keep his hair from flying into his eyes too much. Meanwhile, you close your eyes as the wind whipped against your wet clothes. I said this drive was going to be good for getting air dried. Yeah, but I didn't agree to this much air. Cove tried pressing the window button, but nothing happened. His eyebrows furrowed in frustration. Poor drive. Okay. Good to know. Good to know we're not actually going anywhere. We're just airing off. You disabled the back? Sorry, can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you! She's a child. Smiling deviously, Kira turned the radio and turned off to be heard over the wind. You laughed and enjoyed the event. No, that seems funny. This is enjoyable. This is fun. You yelled into the wind and burst into laughter. Looking over at Cove, you saw him relax. Seemed glad that you were having fun. Are those papers? And then something struck the side of your leg. Several papers were freed from under the car seats and were blown about. Oh! They can't go out the windows! Cove began to haphazardly reach around the space and try to get it all under wraps. What is that? So yeah, listen, it's irresponsible though in Cove's life. That's troubling. That's very troubling. I don't want to think about that. But that does explain a lot. Amused, you helped. You helped frantically. You jumped to his aid immediately, trying to snatch up every single paper crashing around within your reach. As much as you both caught fistfuls, there was no stopping a few that got sucked out the window. Cove gasped. Mom, close the windows! Kira offered no response other than a chuckle. She kept driving. Both of you had sour looks at that. You got most of them. I know, thanks. Sunset completely. That Kira... What were those papers? I have a feeling that those were Cliff's papers. The fact that Kira did not give a shit. Sunset completely. And at that, Kira rolled up the windows. Cove let out a big sigh and released the random bits of paper he had in his fists. My mom is crazy. He ran a hand through his windblown hair and laughed with a bit of exasperation. Felt good. You don't know what's happening anymore. Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. After all that, you wondered what was going on to come next, biting your bottom lip. Alright, Umi. Hopefully we'll still be here. That was dangerous. Yeah, Kira's the quote-unquote fun parent. After all that, you wonder what was going to come next, biting your bottom lip. Cove watched you with interest until his focus was taken by a new comment from his mom. I bet you're not feeling damp anymore. No, but now I feel tricked. You can tell by his tone that, at this point, his complaints were more performative than serious. Spotted Kira looking at you both a moment in the rearview mirror, smiling. You sided with Cove. Yeah, I'm a side with Cove. Yeah, you didn't tell us you'd trap us like that. My bad. Kira continued driving. The radio volume was adjusted for the closed windows, and everyone was sitting more comfortably. That was a crash waiting to happen. She got this. She can Tokyo drift her way through anything. She got this. Kira lowered the sound even more after pulling into a red light. She took a chance to turn around. You got her coy smirk. Does anyone know what we drove past during the dry cycle? No. A movie theater. Okay. Most places have one somewhere. It isn't that late, you know. We could probably still catch a show.
What?
Really, Mom? We don't even know what'd be playing.
Come on.
That's what makes it fun. Actually, that sounds nice. I wouldn't mind going to a movie. Okay, Skylar. Have a good day. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. I want to see a movie. I absolutely want to see a movie. Both of you? Seem hesitant. Give him a smile, and Cove eased up a bit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating impulsive behavior every day. Well, it's important to seize a moment when you can. You might never... Really? You're not being impulsive every day? You definitely seem like the type. But it's important to seize a moment when you can. You might never have another night like this. Don't worry, 22. Said I'd watch over you for the night. Not just 10 minutes or so. I'll put your parents in the loop, but about hitting the movies as soon as we get there. But, I didn't bring any shoes. Should always bring shoes when you're going out. I'm not wearing any either. Yeah, we weren't expecting this. You lifted your foot up and wiggled your toes so Cove could see. Are we gonna go inside barefoot? Doesn't matter.
It's alright.
We'll sneak through quick. No one will notice. You can do it. Just this once. You bounced in your seat, excitedly that it was actually going to happen. Kira was right. You never got to do stuff like this. We're repressed, child. Now we have to do bad things. Kira drove into the theater parking lot, shut the engine off. The unbuckling of her seatbelt, he ushered you and Cove out. Despite being hesitant to leave, once outside, Cove burst into a sprint toward the cinema. We were riding along with him. The tarmac was still wet from before, and cold to stand on with bare feet. Inside, you noticed there were no lines. All the current shows had already started. Kira paid that no mind and strode up toward the counter with some words of encouragement. Third of the running time is ads these days. You haven't missed anything. That's not entirely false. A good portion is ads at the movies. Meanwhile, Cole stood next to you awkwardly, shifted from one foot to the other, constantly kept looking around. His shitty behavior would have made him much more likely to get caught than standing still would have. There were people around to really notice. It was pretty goofy. Still, you consoled him. Sure, I've been consoling him. Guy needs a pat on the back. Poked Cove's arm to get his attention. It'll be okay, Cove. His expression softened into a pleased smile. Yeah, thanks. Eliciting. I know words. Eliciting a sigh of relief out of you. Kira returned with the tickets in hand. She quickly herded you and Cove toward the showing room. I'm so sorry for the little hiccup, but hold on. We almost made it home free. Once we sit down, it'll be smooth sailing. Lights were already off in the showing room, but the movie hadn't started yet. The upcoming movie trailers were still playing. Yes! Keeping her volume in a hushed tone, Kira couldn't help but burst with excitement over your luck. Followed her down the walkway until she spotted open seats in the middle-ish area of the theater. Kira pointed at the seats, looking over her shoulder at you and Cove, waiting for input. Cove nodded, and you just decided to give her a thumbs up, and she led the way. When you reached your seats, Kira sighed contentedly. Contentedly? Contentedly. Cove gave a sigh of his own and lifted his feet to sit cross-legged instead of keeping them down on the floor. He then leaned over and whispered to you. You have any idea what this movie is? No, didn't hear the name or anything when your mom bought the tickets. Oh boy. After a couple more previews, the main event began. It dawned on you quickly that it was a horror film, one about a group of students being haunted by dangerous ghosts. Ooh, I love horror movies! You were psyched! I love horror movies! I cannot wait! Going in, you weren't sure what to expect, but this was a fantastic surprise. You hope this turned out to be good and scary. Glancing over at Cove, you noticed that he looked less thrilled with the movie. Bit down on his bottom lip and started to scream with trembling eyes. Remained still. Tap Cove on the shoulder to get his attention. You'll do body your seat to be closer to him. I'm not grabbing his hand. No touchy. No touchy! Sure, I'll get his attention. Just console him a little bit. He needs another, head pat. He'll be fine. Gave him a light pat, and he jumped slightly at the unexpected touch. Cove looked at you, unsure. You offered Cove your hand. Nope! You okay? He smiled and nodded shakenly. Not wanting to push him, you gave him a soft smile back. Sometimes the other people in the theater screamed or jeered or clapped, depending on what was happening. Your heart was pounding in your chest when the movie finally came to an end. The main character resolved the hauntings. In a dark conclusion, they didn't make it out alive. They stayed to let the credits roll and for the theater to clear out. It was time to head back to the car. Both you and Cove took the same seats in the back of the car again. Even though it was late, Kira was eluding an upbeat, cheerful energy. What a great flick.
I guess.
It wasn't so bad in the end. You enjoyed it, baby? No, I mean, it's hard to explain. I got really tense, and I guess that's the point of a horror stuff, but kinda don't want to have to feel like that. That's all over, though. It was sort of cool to do.
Fantastic.
That's so great. 22, how are you feeling? It was awesome. I love horror films. Just smiled at that. Still can't believe they died. It's nice when things aren't all obvious and you don't really know how it'll end until you see it. But I wanted it to go better. Like that vampire movie we watched. Was not expecting any of it to go anything like that. I was expecting horror. It turned out to be comedy. And it was kind of awesome and hilarious. I demand a happier ending. No. I loved how it all fell apart when it seemed like things were going to be okay. Yeah. I like when things fall apart. I like it when there's not happy endings. I thought it fit what they were going for. That's true. You and Cole spent the rest of the car ride absorbed in the conversation about the movie. So, who's hungry? You were surprised when you realized Kira didn't drive you home, but to a drive-thru burger restaurant instead. Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm not hungry. Shook your head. You nodded. Yeah, why not? That's the spirit. Get whatever you want. Free food. You're hungry? Alright, we're getting food. What are we feeling like? What's your order? What's your drive-thru order? I'm thinking a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger and fries? Classic? And a milkshake. Ooh. Spicy chicken sandwich? Alright. That does sound good. Spicy chicken sandwich, and I will get onion rings. Yeah. We want a milkshake? I think I want a milkshake. We'll go for a milkshake, and that's everything. Is that alright?
Of course.
It's A-okay. I should have ordered more things. Can we just order one of everything on the menu? That's what I should have did. Kara pulled up to the window and ordered... You know what? Can I actually order everything? A hamburger, a cheeseburger, a chicken sandwich, french fries, onion rings, a salad, chicken nuggets, mozzarella sticks, a soda, a milkshake, a soft serve cone, and a chocolate chip cookie. And that's everything. Is that alright?
Of course.
A-okay. Doesn't matter what we get. We can just order everything. Why not? Coves was tickled by the size of your list and had no disapproval over it. Here, we literally ordered everything. There's no way in hell we can eat all of this. Kira pulled up to the window and ordered what you asked for first. She then decided to order one of everything on the value menu. Whoa, what are you gonna do with all of that? Eat it?
Really?
The whole menu? You'd have to 22 pick most of that already? That's right. There are only maybe 10 things on it. They're about $1 each. I could swing it. Besides, whatever we don't finish, I'm gonna feed to your dad. He'll be in heaven. Both sighed affectionately at his mother's antics. I guess that works. That works for everyone. Nice. Eat it all! Eat it all! Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're quite welcome. A few minutes later, Kira exchanged her money for multiple bags of food, which she quickly tossed to you both in the back seats, then drove off into the night. Can you pass me something? What should I grab? Surprise me. She used one of the wrapped sandwiches and handed it to her. You had no idea if it was a burger or something else.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Accepting that this was what was happening, Cove shrugged and started pulling food out of the bags for himself. Cove ended up with some onion rings and he happily munched on them. Selected something randomly. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just grab something at random. Here's crazy. We're getting one of everything. It doesn't matter what we get. Here's crazy ride just kept going. You had to wonder if this night would ever end. The adventure continued, and you were so preoccupied in the back that you almost didn't realize the car had stopped. Kira turned to look over his shoulder. Okay, party people. Seems we've reached the end of the road. Confused, you checked out the window and saw nothing except empty road ahead. Then you had noticed it. The now leaving sign. Kira took you through the entire town. What are we doing here? Kira turned the car around and parked it along the side of the road. I think you both could use a break to stretch your legs. And I doubt anyone is going to come through here this time of night. Besides, I need to make a call, so go on. Let me guess, she didn't tell anyone that she'd be taking us out here. So she needs to apologize to everyone. Cove shook his head and got out of the car without a fight. Yeah, let's stretch our legs a little bit. Got out and caught up to Cove. He was busy looking at the stars and stretching his arms while strolled around. Thought being there was exciting. It was pretty cool. Didn't care. Yeah, I guess it was exciting. Sure, why not? We don't get out much. We were delighted with the wide open sky above the unobstructed view of the landscape around. It was freeing. Amazing, we're all the way out here. Cove smiled, glancing from the stars at you. Shortly after, you noticed Cove's expression changed. His eyebrows furrowed, and it seemed like he was thinking hard about what he wanted to say next.
I'm so sorry.
22, I'm really sorry for my mom being crazy tonight. She didn't always like this, seriously. Why is she being like this now? I think she feels like she has to get out there and do things with me while she can. She wants to make the time memorable. This visit hasn't been very different than the others. This visit has been really different from the others, and it didn't start off good. Thinking about how Kira's trip began this summer, I could only understand why Cove was thinking along those lines. Probably wanted all the trouble to be worth it instead in the end. Are we having your good time? I'm getting to a point where I'm not able to read anymore. But we're gonna push through. We got this. Are you having a good time with your mom around? Yeah. It's so weird having her and Dad in the same house, but I love her. It's my mom. I like hanging out with her most of the time. It went silent between you both. You jumped when you heard the sound of a car door closing. Cove, 22! Turned to see Kira with the driver's side, waving. Sight brought a smile to Cove's face, and she quickly made her way over to where you both were standing. Thanks for waiting. I don't mind.
My baby.
How did I end up... My baby? How did I end up with such a polite boy? He ruffled his hair. Cove lowered his head, accepting a compliment. Thought about how interesting it was to see how Cove interacted with his mom. Anyways, it's kind of cool to be here, right at the edge of town. Sadly, we're standing on a precipice. I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. It's nice. It's a nice time. I knew you'd get it. It's good to appreciate the times and places. Kira let out a big breath of air. We should probably call it a night, huh? Let's go. You shrugged. Felt disappointed it was actually over. Yeah, a little bit, but it's finally time. Let's go. Can't wait to collapse in bed. Yeah, it's been a very eventful day. Kira shyly smiled and gestured to the car. Quietly, you all made your way back to it. Cove naturally followed you, taking the seat nearby in the back with a collection of fast food bags still strewn about. You rested your head into the seat as the car roared to life. As you did, Cove leaned in close to whisper.
Hey.
I could talk to your moms if they do get mad about tonight for some reason. It was my mom's idea. You didn't have a choice. Might need it. I'm just glad we're heading back now. It was worth it even if they get mad. It's fine. They're fine. They'll live. I'm responsible. I'm a responsible adult. I even stuck out to go find you that one time. Clearly I'm responsible. Your mouth pulled into the biggest grin, getting a laugh out of Cove. If you say so. Cove smiled bashfully at you, but you said nothing else. The drive home was smooth and uneventful. The radio was off completely. You felt your eyelids getting heavy. Your head rested on the side of the car. Yeah, no. No touchy. No touchy. Welcome back, Umi. Welcome back to the No Touchy podcast. No touchy. Your thoughts were quieting as your eyelids grew heavy. When you opened your eyes, you expected to still be in the car, not your bedroom. Somehow already morning. Couldn't remember how you ended up there. Damn, we were tired. We were really tired. Because I don't think any of them carried me into bed. I'm way too big for that. I'm a big boy now. Sitting up in bed, you thought about how last night was quite an experience. It almost felt like a dream more than a real event, but it definitely happened. And you were glad that you got to have a spontaneous escapade this summer. That was nice. That was a fun time. Alright. I could probably do one more. You got one more out of me, guys. What are we going with? There's a road trip. We do a road trip? A soiree. We'll have a fun soiree. I do wonder... So I guess we're going surfing? Or we're going to the beach? Let's find out. See what we got. Failing shopping trip had lasted most of the morning. You still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could enjoy the afternoon. Cradled another bag into your arms and headed toward your house. It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, even half a watermelon. Ma came out the front door, paused just ahead of you.
It's no trouble.
Need any help with that, 22? I can bring it the rest of the way if you want me to. No, I've got it. You were doing fine. I got this. I got this, Mommy. Ma. I got this, Ma. Nah, Ma. I got it. We're good. You just go rest. You go rest on the couch, Ma. Even if it was large, it wasn't really any problem for you. Ma gave you an encouraging grin, rustled her fingers through your purple hair. You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents with a sigh. How much is left? Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued putting away the groceries, and you retreated out of the kitchen before you become the target of her bad mood.
Be careful.
Careful, 22. You hadn't been looking where you were going, and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry. I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you were going. Be careful. She will murder us. She already has plans to dissect us. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked. You grin at the bad joke as you continue through the door. Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained, putting back any of the loose objects that had fallen during the trip. When you stepped up to the trunk beside her, she took a big breath of air, the dress gently swaying around in the breeze.
It's a shame.
It's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. Beautiful day, don't you think? You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. Yeah, it is. Days like this are my favorite. Yeah. Mom smiled at you, her amber eyes glinting with affection. Aw. You and your sister are a lot alike in that way, and me too. Gave her a familiar look. But eventually, you turned your back to help her with the last of the bags. Oh, hi, Cove. You noticed Mom wave over at Cove, who had just exited his front door. Surfboard propped up under his one arm. Let me see. Surfboard and wetsuit. Where might you be off to on this beautiful day? Cove flinched at being called to so suddenly. He hadn't realized there were people out here already, but he quickly recovered. Cove stayed on his side of the driveway, giving a small wave in greeting. He looks so unamused. The bun doesn't look good on Mom. You know what? I agree, but, you know, people are allowed to change their hairstyles. It's fine. I'm sure it'll change during the next phase. After a moment or two of deliberation, he jogged over to properly say hello to you and your moms. Hello, honey. Hi, Cove. He adjusted the surfboard under his arm a little, getting a better grip on it. Hey, you want to go to the beach? We could hang out there later. Sure, meet you there when we're done. Cool. Fun. Let's go hang out. I'll see you, 22. Yeah. Watched as Cove headed off towards the beach, unable to hide your grin, knowing that you'd be joining him soon. Once everything had finally been taken and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach. You had a surfboard in your room that you wanted to take with you. You weren't sure you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. I don't know how to surf, but we live in a beach area, so I'm sure we have a surfboard somewhere. I'm sure I know how. Can I take your board to the beach? Sure. It's in the garage. Just remember to keep the leash on when you're in the water. After finding the board in the back of the garage and getting everything ready, you headed down to the beach.
Have fun.
Have fun, honey. Stay safe. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of the seagulls. Took in a lungful of ocean air and felt your tan skin warm in the sun. You noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. It must be Cove's. Spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea yet. He was just sitting on the sand and water's edge, board propped up beside him. He was probably waiting for us. Boy doesn't like doing things by himself. He strolled up beside him. Hey, I'm here. 22. Cove without glasses. I don't know how to feel about it. He just doesn't look like himself without glasses. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. That's a sin. It's a sin. He's practically naked. Where are your glasses? Cover your shame. Evie's still doing yo mama jokes. Your mama's so poor that she runs after the garbage truck within a grocery list. Ooh. Ew. That one's gross. At least you used to live close to the beach and I'd never surf. That's surprising. I figured you'd, like, learn once. But honestly, I'd probably be exactly the same. I don't like being in the water. I like being on the beach. I don't like being in the water. I was gonna go in my own soon. Kinda seemed like you weren't coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait. Yeah, I wouldn't have missed it. Of course not. He chuckled shyly at your innocence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out toward the waves. Cove, I'm not that good at surfing. I borrowed this board, but I don't know how to surf. I borrowed this board, but I don't know. Okay, Cove's gonna teach us how to surf now. You dragged your toe through the sand. You may have had a board to borrow, but you were totally inexperienced at actually using it. Evie has a duck? Why is there a duck? Why is there a duck in the hospital? I mean, awesome. Super awesome, but seriously, why is there a duck in the hospital? I guess that makes sense. Never seen you with one before. He laughed a bit and felt no less embarrassed. We don't have to go out, you know. We can stay on shore. Or, if you want, I could teach you? You would rather just watch go surf? No, absolutely. I went through the trouble of getting the board. I want to try surfing. Of course I want to surf. Oh, it's a comfort animal. Okay, that's kind of dope. Duck comfort animal. Dad brought the spider? Okay, that's cool. That sounds like a nice time. I'll do it. Let's surf. Cool. You held out your mom's board tight. It was settled. You paddled out into the sea where the good waves were. The water was cool against your skin.
Nice.
Not too calm, but nothing crazy. Looked perfect today. He smiled at you, and you couldn't help but smile back. Felt totally content. Toko kicked the water a little too hard, and it inadvertently splashed you. Hey!
Sorry.
Did that hit you? Sorry. No, he's not. He did it on purpose. You could tell he really did feel bad that you had gotten caught in the crossfire. You splashed him back. Absolutely splashed him back. We're in the water. That's just what you do. You laughed, but waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him.
Seriously?
Is that any way to treat someone trying to help? Came out here to teach you. I was just following your example. Cove tried to keep a straight face, but ended up looking away. The water you flicked at him landed in shiny droplets in his hair. Then, here's another lesson. He soaked you deliberately this time. Used his full leg, and an impressive curtain of water hit you in the face. You lost your balance and scrambled to keep hold of the board. Just managed to stay on, but it was close. Cove winced. You okay? Sorry. I'm fine. But we should do the real teaching. Yeah. Okay, you win, Cove. You win. No more splashing. Chuckled awkwardly. Took some water out of his ear. With that, Cove started telling you all the tips and tricks of how to stay on a surfboard. Demonstrated both good and bad posture and explained where you need to put your weight. Like this? You wiggled your body so that you were more in the center of your board. Cove nodded. Yep, just like that. The little lesson continued, and things clicked to you quickly. It had to go slowly, but you got it. When it comes to surfing and like skateboarding, stuff like that, I'm not very good at it. And I've never been very good at it, so probably gonna take me a while. Cove did its best to guide you through the process, and by the end you felt you had picked up the basics of surfing. Since you spend so much time working on balance in stable water, you wondered when you'd actually get to catch some waves. You brought it up and Cove, and he nodded. If you think you're ready, go for it. You'll do great. Alright. With that, you graduated from Cove's class, and the two of you were able to surf together more casually, even if he was still better at it. What an afternoon. The setting sun was visible from the horizon. Every time you look away, it sunk a little lower. The beach was darkening, so pleasantly warm. You knew you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode one last wave to get back to the beach. There, you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cole followed behind you to the shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. As he ruffled his hair with a towel, you watched the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened. There was no need for words between you two as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Yeah, totally. Totally, dude. Gnarly. Tubular, bro. He nodded mildly. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out. All you heard was the rhythmic sound of waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over. Not yet. He scowled into the distance as if the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. How dare you? How dare you set when I want to stay out? How dare you, sun that does the same thing every day? Don't you think it should be longer? Yeah, definitely. Let's lengthen this bitch. Cove stood up straight in defiance of the approaching darkness. I'm not gonna go home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, you tell him, Cove. Cove was still dripping in salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach, and not much else. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either. Not telling him is cute. Yeah, I want to do something too. Yeah, we'll do something. We'll find something. Cove nodded with a smile. Then he looked down the shore with the wide, shining eyes. There's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park! Oh yeah, absolutely, let's go to the park. He nodded. The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. How times have changed. He used to be so protective of the place. In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be that Weevil kid again. Oh god, I don't want to run into Weevil again. Brought your idea up to Cove and he cringed, but I'm still going. The sun is still there, a little. Staying out as long as it is. Tagged along. Of course, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, let's go. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though it didn't make much care to shake the sand off. Dealt with your own things. Stuffed everything together quickly. Yeah, let's go. I'm done, Cove. He rolled his eyes with a bent smile at the announcement. As a final touch, Cove plucked his glasses off the beach and put them back on his face. He looked more like himself now. Thank God. Cover your shame, boy. He led the way down to the beach of the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take you long at all. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival. Cove sucked his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over the top. By now, the two of you were mostly drying. Summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. Whoops. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. It definitely grown in the past few years. You could barely use the monkey bars yourself. There wasn't much space at all between you and the ground. When you got to a bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up through, then sat on top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on. Turned him on the monkey bars. Yeah. That Cove's height advantage getting up there was more difficult. But you made it. We can do it. We're strong. We're small, but we're strong. Climbed up the side of the monkey bars and pulled yourself up to the top. Settled yourself in between the two of the slats. The skinny metal wasn't the most comfortable thing to sit on, though you enjoyed the height it gave you. Guess what? He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. He's not here. Right. It was true. There wasn't a single sign of Weevil. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. Thank God. I'm tired of playing children's card games. Cove hung out his... Kung? How did I get to Kung? Kung hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
No way.
Can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. You were taken aback and blinded for a second before you realized he was quoting Weevil. Kong. Haha. Scaring me like that. One Jeremy is enough. Cove chuckled back at you, mischievous glint in his eye. Looked around. The old park, the streets you knew like the back of your hand, and the beach. Those were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke, and how much was sincere dislike of this place. Moving had never been his choice. Yeah, he used to be Jeremy back in the day. Do you actually like this neighborhood? Did you really have to ask that, 22? Cove kicked his leg carelessly as they dangled. He smiled softly. I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place. You never used to. Didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty that it was his genuine opinion. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. A contented feeling fell between the two of you. Didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone, and it was dark. Chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. You better get home. I wish days were longer. I wish this day was longer. Feet kicked out, made him look like a pouty child. Oh well. Cove sighed. It's time to go home. Tapped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. Clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Call us Twinkle Toes. Twinkle Toes 22. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. Both began your trek up the road. It was it was a quiet night, and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression. Couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Everything okay? I just remember when we were younger, it used to be such a big deal to come home after dark. Could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your moms and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you really had this summer. That's right. We're practically adults. We can do anything. Let's go rob a bank. Cove looked up into the sky and smiled still on his face as the two of you walked side by side reminiscing. When you came to your houses, you turned to each other. Bye. It was nice seeing you. Thanks for the awesome day. Yeah, we learned to surf today. Thanks, man. Cove waved at you both. Waved, and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant end to the outing, you thought. Ah, that was fun. That was a fun time. We learned to surf, guys. We now gained the surfing ability. Our surfing stat went up. But with that, my voice is dying. My whole throat hole wants to explode. So I'm gonna have to... Yay! We gained the surfing ability. We can now surf across water. Kong, use the HM surf. Alright. And with that, it's time. Time to call it a day. I'm gonna fix all this up. I'm gonna get all the things onto one save file. So we can progress the way we were supposed to. But that'll be off screen. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.